Hello everyone. I hope you all are doing well. This is me, Ritoma, your host and your SAP host for today. Today I would like to introduce you to another special guest from all the way from Germany, Mr. Chaitanya Avasarala, a seasoned professional with B.Tech in computer science and engineering and an MBA in supply chain management and marketing. With 12.5 plus years of experience in IT and has a certification in SAP S4 HANA, specializing in production planning and IBP. Chaitanya has led 5 SAP implementation projects, 8 rollouts, and over 15 deployment projects globally, covering industries like pharma, food, automobile, and many more. He has been worked for 7 countries, including India, Malaysia, Singapore, UAE, Kuwait, Germany, Poland, and Sweden. So he has been a global trotter, you can say. So without any further ado, let's invite our very special guest and learn more from him about SAP production planning. Hello, Chaitanya. How are you?
Hi. I'm good. Thanks. How about you?
I'm really good, and thank you so much for joining to our podcast. And like I said, that you have been a globetrotter and you have been so busy, but still you made some time for us for this podcast. I'm really grateful for that.
Not a problem. Sure. Yeah.
So, how excited are you right now for this
Yes,
podcast?
yes, yes. I'm really excited. It is a great platform for me as well to, to express what I have learned, to showcase what about the PP production
Right,
planning all about to the audience who wants to learn SAP and who wants to
right,
make SAP as a career, of course.
right. So, without any further ado, let's jump into the questions because I'm really excited that what you have to say about production planning, and I want to learn from you in this process. So let's start.
Yeah.
So my first question goes like, could you please introduce yourself and provide a brief overview of your experience and background in the field of SAP production planning?
Sure. So to begin with, after my campus placements, I have joined a topmost MNC in India. I have been placed in Ahmedabad initially. I got trained accidentally in SAP production planning. It had been it was really accidental how I got into SAP production planning, but it had been a great boon for me throughout till date, and further as well. Later. I moved to Hyderabad and I have worked for the same company in a small support project for around 1.5 years, and I have pursued my MBA in supply chain management. That
Okay,
had been a breakthrough. Later I went into pre-sales and I have gone to meet several customers where in the global industry, in the global ERP industry basically, and I have understood what the customer looks from SAP point of view. Everyone sees SAP is just an application or a technology, just offers some help to business in the reporting or maybe helps in understanding the transactions, etc. But business looks at it in a different way. So I have
right,
understood at that point in time, and then from there my career took a little turn. In the sense, I have moved into SAP implementations, and then my
right,
first implementation is to work for a aeroplane engine manufacturing company, and so on and so on. So it was in Canada, and then slowly I moved into different places, and then I now I'm carrying around 12.5 years experience. Worked on around 5 implementations, currently sixth one going on, and around 8 plus rollouts I have done. More than 15 deployments I have executed till date. And
right.
meantime, I have done some course extension to production planning, which are like advanced planning and optimization and integrated business planning, etc. So this is all about my introduction.
Wonderful. So now, could you please tell me that what are your notable projects and or implementation related to SAP production planning that you have been involved in, and what impact did they have in your organizations you have worked with?
When you say notable implementations, I would know immediately I recall something which I have done in a project in Abu Dhabi. you know, which is basically a steel plant which manufactures steel billets. Billets in the sense you see the rods, large rods which are around 2 tons and 3 tons of rod. To
Right.
manufacture the steel from the scrap. You know,
Okay.
for the confidentiality purpose, I don't reveal the name of the company, but
No, no, no.
no, they are one of the largest steel producer in Abu Dhabi and supplier
Mhm.
across the world. You know, so they
Right.
were using some very old-fashioned ERP tool.
Mhm.
To begin with, SAP is basically a tool which is based upon ERP. In the sense, ERP means Enterprise Resource Planning,
Right.
planning a enterprise. Basically, an enterprise is a big business. You have to plan several departments. You have to plan your production, you have to plan your purchasing, and you have to plan your sales, marketing, and simple things. Let's imagine you
Right.
started a business, you have to do. So all these things we do. So at the time they were having very old-fashioned and traditional no way of doing ERP,
Okay.
not
They're
SAP.
doing
So we have, yeah.
they
So
were doing
for
manual.
not manually, they were also having an ERP system, but not as robust and as strong as SAP, I would say. So our project is to understand their legacy
Mhm.
because they are having around 80 years of history, and so
Wow.
they have been using the ERP system from around 40 plus years, very old system. So people are adapted, and people retired and still working. So there were challenges. So we that project is a very crucial project for me, and a lot of learning as an youngster at that time, and engaging with business leaders, CEOs, COOs, and all these things. So that project is really a good project and very important implementation which I have done. And then
Mhm.
another project is related to a food industry, food and beverage industry, which
Okay.
is based out in Kuwait. You know,
Okay.
so that project is also very important project. They are franchisee owners for many notable all the junk food we eat right now and we regret. Uh, Sorry to say all those things.
You can name the junk foods if you can, if not the company.
Yeah, pizzas, burgers, breads, this, that, and all. Cheese. You know,
Okay.
all these things
Okay.
which you increase calories and grow a lots and lots of weight and burn a lot of calories, spending a lot of time in gym, all these things. They are the mass producers of these and franchisee owners in Kuwait. So I
Okay.
mean, they're having the way they produce the product is also very remarkable in the sense they wanted to reduce the content of junk, although it is so-called junk. It is like that. Their business model was that. So it
Right.
is also a great implementation. They were having SAP before, but not a very strong implementation consulting uh, background. So we have changed the whole scenario. We have considered it as a whole greenfield implementation. People who don't
Okay.
know what is a greenfield implementation, if someone who don't have any ERP system and came to us and asked, our business is having so and so problem and we want to implement SAP for that. So we start from understanding their business and then implement SAP. So we have
Starts
done
from the
that
scratch.
exercise. Yeah. So that is another important project which I have done. So probably
Right.
if you ask, these two are the most important and crucial projects, crucial
And you
implementations which I
enjoyed
have
these
done.
projects.
Yes, it is really enjoyable and lot of learnings, lot of
Right.
challenges, lot of things. Yeah, it's a journey.
Fabulous, fabulous. So I'll jump into the next question now because there's so much to know from you. There's already interesting. In this SAP ecosystem, which specific module and functionality related to the production planning do you specialize in, and how have these areas evolved over the course of your career?
So basically, manufacturing is an ocean. As you said, as I always mention in other things also, we have different kinds of manufacturing scenarios. You can go in
Right.
repetitive manufacturing. You can
Right.
go as repetitive manufacturing by definition. You keep on
Mhm.
producing the product
Right.
like a
Right.
toothpaste. You keep
Yes.
producing. You don't wait for the order and then you manufacture. And
Correct.
discrete manufacturing, where it is like, you assemble the product
Mhm.
having the semi-finished in your gallery, in your warehouse, and then you assemble, and then you have, if not required, you can disassemble as well. So it comes under the discrete manufacturing scenario. And
Right.
the process industry, where pharma and food and all these things fall under the pharma. You know,
Right.
so for me, the most important, I have worked mostly into discrete manufacturing, where I have, since my background comes into automobile, and I have worked for housing and building technologies and sprinklers and all these things, so which are most into discrete manufacturing. I have worked mostly into discrete manufacturing, currently
Okay.
into energy and engineering. So it is all discrete manufacturing scenario. So that is my core area. In that,
Right.
material requirements planning and demand planning. These two are my, and production execution. These
Okay.
three are my most important areas. Uh, Over course of time, probably in this 12 years, initially when I started my career, material requirements planning and the demand planning was very, very new, very, very in the initial stages, I would say.
Right.
Probably business used to enter the demand manually, so that
Mhm.
material requirements planning will run the program to get
Mhm.
the output for the low level materials, the component materials. For example,
Got
if you are manufacturing a material which consists of 1,000 parts, for example, even
it. Right.
a small recipe which you make at a home, you need 15 to 20 materials, right? Imagine a large industry, you need, for manufacturing a car, you need thousands and two thousands of materials. So when you're
Right.
mass producing, you need, you have to have a system which tells you what materials at what time, how much is required. This is
Inventory
called
management.
material. It is not inventory management. It is like planning your inventory for the
Acha.
production. For the
Oh,
production. So how
okay.
you plan, when you want it. Sometimes you go for perishable. For example, you produce milk. No, you process milk. You cannot uh, estimate the wrong
Like,
estimate. Misestimate the demand for the milk, and then you process it, and then finally you burn your hands and organization, right? Because it's perishable. So you have to plan very efficiently. So you need the demand planning very, very efficiently. So the
demand.
algorithms in demand planning have have improved a lot, and new tools have come, which are, I have mentioned before, advanced
Right.
planning optimization, and also integrated business planning are the new
Right.
inventions of this area actually.
Perfect. Like I'm learning different sides of inventory management, demand planning. Wow, wonderful. So I'll go to the next question now. Given your expertise, could you share an insight into a specific industry or a sector you have witnessed the most transformative outcome
Hmm.
through implementation of SAP production planning?
As I mentioned before, steel plant, you know in Abu
Okay.
Dhabi, that is very, very transformative, because they were using Excel sheets to generate the reports, because they were having a large history of doing this business. So it is not very easy for them to just produce whatever they want and supply. It is not possible. And also
Right.
for in the Middle Eastern countries, the culture, it is like, when the order comes, so the scrap is very, very, very rare, because
Right.
steel is the raw material required for the steel production is the scrap, the
Right.
bonnets and the car, thrown away cars and all these things, which are these people buy. This all goes there actually. So they'll buy and they will do. The scrap have a very, very, very high demand, very, very high demand. So they are
Okay.
not understanding the rate of the scrap from the vendors, basically. Different vendors are, there is a monopoly of vendors in scrap, and there is a lot of problem in variant configuration, in the sense they are having thousands of products, let's say 2 millimeter, 3 millimeter, 7 millimeter, 7 centimeter, like that. These are all materials are can be configured as a single material and then process. Simply, if you are
Right.
buying a car, red color
Yeah.
1000 cc engine is also same, and blue
Mhm.
color 1200 cc is also a car. It is not the
Right.
two different materials, right?
Right.
So initially they were having them as a two different materials. When
Right.
we went, we have brought this transformation, and the reporting style have changed, and
Mhm.
it have got lot of financial impact to them, in the sense they have got their supply chain have changed, and the distribution network have changed, and their production increased, production scale increased, and their output increased, throughput increased, and it's a great achievement, I would say.
So, my next question is, in the realm of SAP production planning, what key efficiency metrics do you consider crucial for businesses, and how does SAP helps optimize these plans?
Key business metrics from business side is their data. You know,
Okay,
when you say production, you need how much time you are taking for the production is important,
right.
and the processes you define. Ultimately,
Right.
although we are SAP consultants, the most
Mhm.
important thing is business have to understand what the processes they are pursuing. Time and study motion, I would call. Always, this
Right.
is a new term, I would say. For example, if you are producing some car, first what you
Mhm.
say, what you do, first you get all the raw material, and then you assemble, and then you groove it, and then you kickstart, and then you paint it, and then you finally decorate it. So different processes are there. First is, first you collect, and then encapsulate, and then paint it, and then pack it. So these are the different processes. For a layman term, I'm telling. For a real manufacturing of an automobile, you probably require 1,000 steps, maybe 2,000 steps. So
Okay.
business have to come up with the right list of processes what they need, and how much each business process requires time. How much labor is required? How many labor hours are required? How many overhead is required? How much overhead? Overhead means like extras. Like for example, the power bill and the water and the fuel and all these things. Overhead is required, and all these activities which you perform in these operations. What is the cost incurred? All these things should be available in the system, in their with them at least. At least they should be having that understanding, not
Right.
necessarily readily available data. If they are
Right.
having readily available, project goes smooth. If it is not there, when we ask, at least they should be in a position to give that data. That is a very, very key metric. And another
Mhm.
thing is a solid marketing and uh, representation of the company outside is very, very important.
Right.
Otherwise, we cannot go for the demand estimation. How you estimate the demand? So you would see a lot of pamphlets, you see a lot of voucher codes. You know what is a voucher code? When you use the voucher code, that means you are using the promotion. So
Absolutely.
that promotion is counted. I mean, the calculation of the promotion is
Mhm.
based upon the number of vouchers used.
Right.
Like when
Conversion.
I conversion,
Voucher.
like I have promoted, so these many vouchers are used. So this promotion's value is this much, like this.
Got
So this is very important. These are all information is very important for
right.
estimating the demand. So these are all the small key metrics which are very much required. Demand
Mhm.
management and the production execution being the key in PP. These two things I would say are the key metric.
Wonderful. So, can you elaborate on how SAP enables real time data insights in production planning, and how organizations can leverage this for better decision making?
Yeah. So this is useful in the shop floor. Shop floor means in your factory. You know, you don't rely on one machine, right? If you are having a big enterprise, you don't rely on. Let's say imagine a chocolate manufacturing machine. Okay, you will have probably 6 to 7 production lines or work centers or machines available. So
Right.
which machine is performing how much time? You need it
Okay.
because it also requires maintenance, like how we require maintenance. They also
Right.
require some backup and maintenance, right? So all these things
Absolutely.
are very, very important. So if let's say a machine is broken down, then what I have to do? So the mission is broken down. That information, as an administrator, I don't sit in the shop floor. I'm not an administrator. I'm saying, as a business end user who is a business executive, I mean, a production executive, he don't sit in the shop floor and watch which mission is working, which mission is not working, which mission broken down, who labor is sleeping. All these things they cannot see. So missions are connected to SAP through a technology, through
Okay.
real-time data is that. So when the mission is broken down, immediately he will get an alert in SAP
Okay.
Red. Boss, this mission is broken down or someone stopped it. Then he
Okay.
will understand what is the problem and then he will take an action. This
Right.
is one example. Understanding, I mean, managing their resources is a very
Right.
important thing, right? In any industry, even in service, right? So
Services.
in product also the same way types. So that is one of the real time one. And also another thing is suddenly COVID had come, right? Masks. I mean, suddenly a product got a hype. So you have to understand, you have to be within the inside the world to understand the demand changes and fluctuations actually. So
Got it.
yearly once I will enter the demand and I will follow that only is not good, is not
Yeah.
correct way. Rolling
Yeah.
out in 3 months, okay, fine. But suddenly something happened, then you must be able to change your demand. So real-time data should be integrated with SAP in both demand and processes in this way to get the right output and to get the better benefits in their business.
Wonderful. So, how seamlessly does a SAP production planning integrate with the broader supply chain, and what advantages do this
Mm.
integration brings in manufacturing process then?
The major uh, advantage of SAP is its NetWeaver. NetWeaver means it is like a table. Anybody can sit, anybody can stand, anybody can do anything. Meaning, any system can integrate with SAP.
Okay.
If you are
Okay.
sound, any system, see, no, it is seamless. By definition, NetWeaver means it is seamlessly any system can integrate with SAP. Production planning integrate with other supply chain modules like purchasing because only when raw material is purchased I can produce.
Right. Right.
Okay, I produced. What I will do? I have to integrate with sales, right?
Right.
They have to sell it and
Yeah.
quality. They have to understand the quality. They have to see the quality checks. So that is also
Right.
important. So these three modules and warehouse. I have to put my stock in the warehouse. All these four modules we integrate closely. Very easy. Very seamless.
Wonderful. So, in your experience, how does SAP contribute to improving forecasting accuracy in production planning? And what role does data analytics play in this context?
Data analytics is key. Is a key actually. So right
Okay.
now, forecasting is there is a saying forecasting is never true, is not 100% efficient. No forecasting is 100% efficient. It is like astrology.
Okay.
Seriously, it is like astrology. Tomorrow, seriously, during Christmas, I will sell everything. It
Yeah.
is not like that. It is not possible. I will sell 1,000 pieces of iPhone. No, it's not
Yeah.
possible. Last year it was sold. This year, Samsung may get a hype. We don't know. So, forecasting requires the data analytics based upon the real time data which I answered before.
Oh,
So
okay.
data analytics is integrated with system with the real-time data, and that information will be integrated with PP, with production planning.
Okay. That is
Okay.
very straight cut.
The, yes, it is like that. It is not like your forecast data analytics are integrated because there are complex algorithms like heuristics and all these things, which is a
Right.
very, very vast topic to understand.
Right.
And another thing is, I would say, since you brought the topic of in the data analytics, collaborative forecast. Forecast
Right.
can be done by anybody, right? One person doing forecast and finally blaming him is also wrong.
Right.
A finance guy will give his estimation. This year,
Right.
last year we achieved 100 rupees or 100
Hmm.
euros. This year my target is 120. For 120,
Okay.
what I need to do, salesperson will say, okay, you increase the rate, price of it, or increase
Mhm.
the number of sales have to increase. Sales have to
Ex-
increase. These two are the
exactly.
possibility. Okay, number of sales have to increase. Sales increase means production increase. Production increase, I have to have a capacity, no?
Right.
I say
Absolutely.
capacity is not there. Okay,
Hmm.
capacity is there. Maybe
Hmm.
purchasing, I don't have that much circle to get the raw material from vendors.
Right.
So all these people collaborate together and finally comes to a consensus demand planning. This is all part of analytics.
Okay.
This is how
Okay.
forecast works.
Now I'll go to the next question that given the dynamic nature of production environment and how does SAP production planning adapt to changes in demand, supply or other variables to maintain operational continuity? Can you tell me that?
Yes, it is a part of material requirements planning, as I said. You know,
Okay.
so yes, finally, let me continue from the last question itself. We have ended at the right point. Yes, finally we have come to a consensus demand. Okay,
Okay.
this year these many phones I will sell. Fine.
Okay.
The whole business heads, purchasing head, sales head, production head, everybody agreed. Fine.
Mhm. Okay.
Now for manufacturing 1,000 phones, I need lot of materials underground. I need chip, I need circuits, I need transistor, and then I need screens, I need glass, etc., 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 etc.
Right.
So all these materials design I need to have.
Right.
First thing, design I
Mhm.
need to put in my system. That is one part. And then once I go to the shop floor, I have
Mhm.
to ensure for my schedule which I have planned, all the raw
Mhm.
material should be available on time in my shop floor. That is the most important thing. So for
Right.
that, suddenly I have placed an order finally for all the 1,000 pieces of this thing. I have for a phone. I have already placed an order with the vendor that these many raw material is required for me. Probably this much glass is required for me. It is getting
Right.
imported from Australia. The shipment have started.
Okay.
Australia to Germany. Fine. Now
Fine.
suddenly marketing head have come and said no, 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 no. This year there is no 1,000. This year only 200 is there. What, we cannot do anything. We have to change. So this is
Right.
what you're talking. Very large fluctuation had come.
Okay.
From 1,000 to 200 or
Right.
1,000 to 2,000. Anything may happen.
Any
1,000 to
up and
2,000
down?
ups and downs. We don't know. Ultimately, it's a business, so it will change. So if it
Right.
is, then what will happen? Then you must have to have a proper engagement with your vendor
Right.
to understand. You have to have a proper scheduling agreement with the vendor that at any time I may cancel my order or reduce my order, or I will uh, you know buy your order in a different time. Probably this much 1,000 pieces I will buy, but not
Mhm.
immediately. Probably I will postpone my buying, or I will do
Right.
something else. So this is
Right.
possible. If business is having this kind of setup, then SAP is giving a concept called MRP live. MRP live. MRP means, as I said, material requirements planning is a
Yeah.
background job which runs. For
Right.
example, in your, I will give one example. When you purchase any product in Amazon or in a Flipkart or in any other e-commerce, when you cancel the product, you will get, then bank people will say you will get refund in next 3 days or 4 days or
Right.
7 days to 10 days. Why it is? Because there is a background job runs every 7 days, once in 7 days or once in 4 days, which will
Okay.
make all the refunds. So
Okay.
you may be lucky enough, the job may be tomorrow running. Every Sunday it is running. You cancel Saturday, so tomorrow
Mhm.
immediately you will get. Example, I'm telling. So
Got it. Got it.
like that, MRP also runs in once in a day or once in a week or once in a month based upon their nature of the product. If they are
Got it.
manufacturing aeroplane engine, we need not run MRP daily. Once in a year is once in a month is fine. If I'm manufacturing a bottle or a toothpaste, yes, I need to run every hour. So this is the
Right.
thing. MRP has to be running. So MRP live is something, that this forecast can integrate with the MRP in the live manner, in the sense, like a live match, and then
Mhm.
it will show me the plan orders, and I mean how much production plan I have to make, how much purchasing plan I have to make. All these things in live it will show me basically. So that is the idea of MRP live, and it has lot of benefits also. A lot of
Right.
technical benefits. It's a different training discussions and all, but a lot of technical benefits as well. Now, but business also should have that flexibility to
Mhm.
use this feature. Yes,
Absolutely.
otherwise, if they don't have agreements, proper agreements with these things, then it is a challenge.
Absolutely.
But
Absolutely.
we suggest to have these things actually.
You said you said the pointers as a spot on examples for the businesses and how they can you know be useful from it, from all this vast changes, how they can manage these operations in a seamless manner. It would help them a lot.
Yeah.
So now I'd come to the next question. So, could you please shed a light on how SAP functionalities or facilitates collaboration among the departments within an organization to help enhance the overall production planning effectiveness? Yeah.
The first thing is the supply chain. Supply chain means the purchasing department.
Yeah.
I need raw material to produce my product. So I am very, 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 as a production planning consultant, I am very much dependent on the purchasing department. They should have to have the right material in the right time. Quality
Absolutely.
of my product also depends upon the quality of the raw material. So you
100%.
made a chutney. So if your ingredient is bad, then of course your no boyfriend or
Main
husband will
product.
scold only. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So then what will the was what you brought, what I made is depending on what you brought. So that is how it is. That's how it is. So
Yeah.
purchasing is something which I closely rely on and I integrate with, and that's
Okay.
why quality another thing. What we
Right.
did, we are little cautious in the sense since it is business. What we do, purchasing room to production room. I'm just creating some virtual
Scenario.
reality.
Sure.
Purchasing room to production room. In between, there is quality who check whether purchasing department is giving the right product to production or no. Whose
Right.
fault is this to identify? Okay. So quality we integrate in this way.
Yes.
And also
Yes.
post production, what is the quality? For example,
Okay.
if I manufacture a product like steel, what is the teracity of it? What is the
Mhm.
density of it? What is
Mhm.
the composition of the material? All these things are standard. Steel means what? It's a chemical composition, right? That composition should be there for that particular material.
Mhm.
So, if in production, if something happens, then obviously that composition will get disturbed. So, in quality, that will come out and it will go to rejection. So, we integrate with quality and then warehouse. All this material what we produce cannot sell direct. We cannot sell every product directly. For example,
Absolutely.
perishable products, yes, we sell directly.
Yes.
It goes to the wholesaler or retailer. I mean,
Right.
it will fall in supply chain. But whereas some materials we produce based upon our capacity, and then we
Mhm.
sell when the demand comes. We
Absolutely.
have that flexibility.
Right.
So some kinds of product are like mobile phone is also one. No, mobile phone I cannot say. Mobile phone also these days is perishable. You don't buy iPhone 6 anymore, na? Like that. So
Right.
like that. Maybe steel, maybe some kind of wood, or this kind
Mhm.
of wooden material. Some these kind of materials, are non-perishable materials fall in this scope where we go into warehouse and we keep it and then we then sell it. So these are all, and then sales, of course, sales. When the sale order comes, then we produce and then finally we give it back to sales because the whole business runs in sales. That's why sales people are the top. So
Absolutely.
whatever we do, dusted, done, and we put lot
Yeah.
of dust on our face. Finally, sales people get all the credit. What we get
Right.
is and some more dust. Just joke. So it's like that. So finally, yeah, it is the work they do also. They have to sell.
Right, right, absolutely. So, automation. So, what extents does SAP enables automation in production scheduling, and what impacts does this have on the operational efficiency and resource utilization?
It is automatic. Scheduling is automatic right now in SAP. It is
Okay,
quite a existing feature from last at least a decade, I would say. Scheduling.
okay,
So this is
okay.
not any when the order is released. Release means you create an order, production order in the
Mhm.
top floor. Let's say shop
Okay,
floor is in the ground floor. You are sitting in the first floor as an engineer or probably as an executive. You created an order. It will reach to the shop floor through SAP only, through print or something. You release the order, then it will go. Meaning you authorized the order to go. The moment you release the order, scheduling automatically it will schedule. Okay.
okay,
Detailed scheduling, meaning this is normal scheduling. Detailed
okay.
scheduling, which mission have to do, which person have to work, which resource basically.
Which is
Resource can be a machine or a labor, right? A group of
right,
machine or group of labor.
right.
Anybody, if it is giving in that kind of level, this group, shift A people may the person A plus B plus C are going to work in mission C
Yeah,
to produce this product is detailed scheduling. This is also automatic right now in SAP, which is a part of advanced planning and optimization, now part of S4 HANA after Now APO is now no more available.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the new no more available means people who already have APO can have.
Mm-hmm.
No more can be buy. It is an again iPhone 6. It is no more in market. It is
Mm-hmm.
whoever have can use it. It is like that. SAP no more support it. So, but now what happened is all as APO capabilities,
Mm-hmm.
almost all APO capabilities. I would say three. There are three primary capabilities of APO. Detailed scheduling is one, in supply and demand, and in production. Production and supply both are integrated in the S4 HANA. Demand is with IBP. So this is how it
Okay.
is integrated.
Wow. So SAP has changed the entire work schedule, and it has eased out a lot of things which were being happening in a manual or in a very
Yes,
slow
yes, yes.
process. And now it is
Y-
so easy and efficient to even manage such large scale of workload and planning and everything. So
Yeah.
I'll go to the next question now. So how scalable is SAP production planning, and what consideration should organization keep in mind to ensure a smooth scaling process?
Uh, Again, it will boils down to the same thing. How are you healthy? It will boils down to exercise and good food. Same way, if
Mhm.
it will again boils down to the same thing. Have the right data with you. Business should have. To improve the scale, what you need to have? Improve the scale means what? You are earning 100 rupees now. I urgently need 1000 rupees. This is your scale. Scalability increasing means that. Or maybe vertical integration, horizontal. Vertical integration means what? You are buying your own vendor,
Right.
for example, or you are buying your own competition is horizontal. So like this, the different kinds of horizontal vertical integration is there, vertical integration is there. So these are one way. SAP helping in business scalability is through reporting, I would say. It is not directly helping, but indirectly. Okay, indirectly means one of the initially people used to misunderstand, probably even now freshers misunderstand what is SAP. People say it is a reporting tool. No, no, it is not a reporting tool. It is an ERP heart, I would say. Okay,
Okay.
so through reports, business can understand the insights
Mhm.
and understand, okay, in this area we are falling apart, in this area we are excelling, these are the improvement areas, so they can
Right.
improve their scale, improve their
Absolutely.
position and situation in those areas, and go ahead.
Got it. So, lastly, considering the rapidly evolving technology landscape, what emerging trends do you see shaping the future of SAP production planning, and how should a business prepare from this advantage, like advancement, you can say?
So basically now SAP is bringing different technologies in its forecasting, you know
Right,
one is integrated business planning, which I was telling, a collaborative model to finalize the demand, right?
right.
And another one is the SAC.
Okay,
SAC is something, an analytics tool, which
okay.
actually you asked the question before, right? Analytics, what is the importance of analytics in demand? It is one.
Yeah.
This is also a tool where demand is coming from a statistical way, not from the collaborative human mind, but from a statistical way. SAC, IBP,
Okay.
SAC, and these kind of things are coming. So
Mhm.
these are the very huge advancements coming from SAP side, showing
Mhm.
that the capabilities, if your business is capable enough to use it, meaning
Right,
if you have the right data, how you can
right,
forecast your next 5 years I mean demand. You should have at least 15 years of data, then you can
right,
forecast 5 years of data, right?
right,
So similarly, if you at least have 3 years of data, you can forecast for 1 year, statistical. So if your company is having a history of demand, history is like a large history of business, for example, then you go for SAC kind of a thing. For example, if your business is now run with a very global minds and good people who are experts in demand, then you go for IBP. So
okay,
this expertise is given by SAP only. SAP, when selling the product, they will give all this information. So business can be ready with this input. Basically,
right,
what are our capabilities as a business? So what
right,
tool we should use to improve our business further? That is the way. And then this is for the demand. Another thing is coming to the execution. It is IoT, Internet of
Okay.
Things. Internet of Things in the sense, I think you may, Alexa, Amazon Alexa is one thing,
Right.
Alexa sing a
Right.
song means it is singing, I don't know. It is doing a lot of wonders these days. I have heard it is ordering food also when the food is over. I mean, groceries also when groceries are over, actually.
But honestly, Alexa is listening to all your conversations, by the way. She
It is
can.
listening to, she can, uh, you can't understand, when if you think in mind also somewhere, if you are talking to if I'm telling my wife today tomorrow I'm thinking to buy gold, it is immediately when I open my phone I can see the ad
The
which is related to gold. There is an offer. So this is all no, this is all not SAP, yeah, but this is all something else. But this kind of things are artificial intelligence, right? This
yeah.
is an this is a part of machine learning and artificial intelligence. So,
Right.
SAP is improving itself in artificial intelligence as well, is putting its footprint in artificial intelligence, but not very thoroughly yet. Businesses are not yet ready for it or not yet going ahead. Now, digital marketing is a trend. Next, people, whoever wants to learn or anything, go for digital marketing is my suggestion. Digital marketing means, as I said, every system, every mission, and every labor and everything is interconnected to one
Correct.
thing, one system called the Center Heart SAP Production Planning. And
Mhm.
there you can see what is which machine worked from how much time to how much time, how much time it took to produce one piece, how much time it took to produce 100. So what is the learning curve? Everything it can do. So your graph is everything shown like this. So you can plan a new product just like that. Initial days to launch a new product, it is PLM, another module, product launching. I mean, product lifecycle management. It takes lots of years, engineering, drawing, this, that. Now it is not that much, no need. You have this much of digital marketing input is there. Then you have to buy a new line. Okay, no, it is not feasible because my data is saying this. It will take
Right.
it. No, my resources are not ready for that. I have only 70% efficiency right now, so probably I'm not ready. So
Right.
now I have only 50% efficiency in my shop floor, so I have to improve on it. I should not
Right.
approve leaves. So this kind of advancements SAP, this kind of input SAP is giving, so
Right.
business can take decisions and all these things from this data. Actually, that is the beauty of it.
Wonderful. So, Chaitanya, I have come. This was the last question, and I know this podcast was really fun because we learned. I actually learned a lot from you, and I wish that we get into another podcast and learn more, which we have left over. We will be discussing more on that topic.
Sure, sure.
Any message or anything you want to give as a suggestion or as a as an input for newcomers or person who wants to learn planning and life cycle planning or operational planning or anything related to that, anything any any
Yeah,
suggestions
sure,
to.
sure. For the newcomers, I would say, do not see SAP production planning as a functional module. It
Okay.
is something which is a functional module, meaning it is a kind of a business, it is a part of business. It is not technical. You write a code and execute, right?
Right.
So, what I suggest is please see production planning as a from the business point of view, not from technical point of view. I entered the data, it executed, it came. No, it is not the way. You have to go and go. You have to see from business point of view. That's why I made this podcast in the way I have talked more about business than SAP
The
technical language, because it
right.
is all about how you manufacture, what you manufacture, what are the things you require. All these
Right.
things, if you have clarity, then it is cakewalk. Very easy.
Right.
Invention is easy, innovation is easy. So what I suggest is people, if you are not having opportunity to go on site and work abroad and probably work in factory, at least visit some factory, see what missions are going on, what's National Geographic and all these channels where manufacturing uh, units they display, right?
Right.
The process
Right.
they display. You watch it
Right.
and then understand SAP PP. It will be a great learning for you. That is my suggestion. First see production and then SAP PP, not reverse.
Okay.
That's my
Okay,
suggestion.
okay. So I'm sure that the users and the audience have taken this as a note that they will do the exact way you ask them. And even me, even
So in
I,
this context, probably I would thank my, I'm just getting it. I would
yeah,
like to
sure,
thank my mentors, my very first mentor, Mr. Madhu Kalvacharla. Now he is in US,
right,
and Mr. Ramakrishna Kalaga. When I was in Honeywell, he helped me a lot. He is
absolutely.
another guy, and Mansoor, Sheikh Mansoor.
Okay,
These three guys have played a lot of role in my role
in your
upbringing and
career.
all these things. Yes, 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 yes. So in this platform, really, I would like to thank these three guys and any others who are part of my career till date who helped me, to achieve
Absolutely.
whatever I have done till date.
That's very beautiful, actually. Like, you play a, you give a tribute, you give a thank, give a, show your gratefulness to the mentors who actually taught you where you are here, and what you are doing right now is because of them and their
Yes,
mentorship. So
yes, 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 yes.
I would like to thank them for giving us the opportunity to learn so much from you through them. So thank you so much, Chaitanya. It was lovely talking to you, and I wish
Sure, sure,
you and
sure, sure.
your family and you a very, beautiful day ahead. Probably we'll have another episode of your.
200%. Sure, 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 sure.
Thank you so much. I'm really grateful for this
Thank
podcast.
you.